Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and time for another episode of Before the Whistle Blows. It is, of course, your Game Week 5 preview. I've just realised as well, I've not posted this out on social media or anything like that, so I mean, must do better. But let me just go around the houses. Back by popular demand, it is the Irish Hotspur. David, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm all good. Look, feeling a bit humbled, to be honest with you. But look, Chelsea around the corner. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you've got Arsenal coming up soon as well, right?
Yeah, look, that's like playing Burnley or something. You know, we should be beating them. No excuses this season. You know, they're sitting in 16th or something like that. You know, just above relegation zone. So I know Seagal hasn't come back anyway.
He bottled it.
Yeah, he bottled it. I don't know where he's at. We offered him the invite, and when he found out you was on, he was like, "I'm not having any of that now." Locks, two weeks in a row. What's going on, mate?
I know, mate. Yes, mate. Glad to be here. Nice and early. I don't think I've done one with you this early. So yeah, good to be here, pal. And yeah, another big weekend of football coming up.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's early this week, so we've got European. Well, I say we've got. You guys have got European football, haven't you? West Ham, Leicester, Spurs. You know it is. Me and Oscar can only dream of that, mate. How are you, Oscar? How are you holding up after the 3 peaks, mate?
I feel all right, you know. It was much tougher watching that Liverpool game than anything on the 3 peaks. That was the endurance test, to tell you that much. Oh. But yeah, no, I'm good, man. I feel all right. I feel like I could do another one tomorrow, you know.
It's mad because I've been out running twice, 2 days since. Like
I told you you'd get back into running.
Yeah, I've got the bug again. Before we'll have a little dance around last week. We've got some big talking points. I know Locks has prepared a little poem. We know Locks likes his poems, so he's prepared a little poem for us as well. So I'll let him have his moment on that as well. But just obviously based on last week, David, we'll come to you. Obviously, Spurs beaten convincingly, really. I know you had a lot of players out. Nuno moving people around the pitch. And of course, Conor Gallagher, I'll mention him again. I'm a massive fan of him. He was absolutely brilliant, weren't he? Him and Zaha, to be fair.
Yeah, look, going into the game, I didn't see any worries. I had the jerk sauce out for the Eagle Wings, but it didn't happen like that. Look, at the end of the day, look, we had 6 players out. We had 3 players that went away on international duty. One with 2 Argentina, one with Colombia. Of course, they're still in Croatia right now as we speak. Won't be back until Saturday. Some picked up an injury on the international break. Bergwijn, Skip as well, even though Skip played, and Sessegnon as well. So we're missing 6 players. And look, it was just a disaster from start to finish. I'll be honest with you. As soon as I see Harry Winks' name in the team sheet, I know we're going to lose. It's that simple. I've been saying it before, and I'm going to keep saying it until this guy's gone out of my club. Him and Ben Davies. Anytime they play a part, we always get humbled like this. You go back to Colchester in the League Cup. They played. We ended up going out on penalties, which should never have happened. Antwerp in Europa League last season, Bolton played. We ended up losing 1-0. Should never have happened. Zagreb last season, Bolton played in the second leg, even though they were given an advantage going into it. Same thing, we lost. Pacos de Ferreira first leg this time round, same thing, we lost. Palace, the 2 of them play, same thing, we lose. I'm absolutely fed up with these guys. It's the same thing time and time again. And I'll be honest with you. Look, Nuno has to realise quickly he can't afford to start, playing these guys. Even I would much rather see the mistakes come from the youth rather than these guys week in, week out. It was supposed to be experienced Premier League players. And look, it was just a disaster from start to finish. He played Dele Alli left wing. I don't know why Nuno made that decision and played with 3 holding midfielders. That was an absolute disaster. I think it was 1 shot on target all game, and that came from Lucas Moura. Harry Kane was absolutely anonymous, but I don't blame him. All he had all game was 4 long balls lumped up to his head. What's he supposed to do with that? Of course, Tanganga getting sent off, I have to say, I absolutely love the way he ruffled Wilfried Zaha's feathers. That was nice to see. And to be honest with you, look, although the sending off kind of, dictated the game because we were, Brian Hill was ready to come on until the sending off. But although the sending off probably did dictate the game, I'm not going to be too harsh on Tanganga because last season all I wanted to see was that fight. And look, against West Ham, the 3-3 last season, when Lanzini scored that rocket the last minute, all we wanted was Harry Winks to take man and ball, and he didn't do it. So I'm not going to get on to Tanganga for showing the fight that he has done. At the end of the day, I want to see that that passion for the club. But yeah, look, it was just a disaster. We were absolutely anonymous. We were a no-show. And look, a lot of the fan base, are starting to question Nuno already, which I don't agree with either. I think we need to give him time.
Yeah, just on that as well, I don't know if this is true, David, but I can't remember what I was watching. But is it the first time ever Harry Kane failed to have a shot or a touch in an opposition box?
Yeah, it is. It is. Look, even when the guy was like 18, 19 playing against Shamrock Rovers and stuff like that in Europa League, he was getting shots off and stuff, and you're talking about one, if not the world's best striker, and we can't even create a chance for him. It's absolutely shocking.
Do you think that's a sign of things to come under Nuno, though?
Do you know what? It's a hard one, because speaking to Wolves fans when he was appointed, look, me personally, I actually wasn't a big fan of the appointment, especially when we were linked with the likes of Conte and stuff like that. I thought it was a downgrade, but at the end of the day, there's no point in complaining about him when he's here. You just have to get behind him and see what he can do. And for me, look, I actually like what he's done with the first three games. There was a lot of fight in the team. At the end of the day, defense is our weakness, so you have to shore up your weaknesses before you can go forward. I think slowly he will get that done. And look, I think maybe it's just a tweak in formation he needs to make. Go from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1, and have maybe a Dele Alli of like he used to of old, running off Harry Kane, or even put a Brian Hill in there, or even Ndombele is supposed to be rumoured back into being the starting lineup Thursday night. So if we can get him back on track, maybe you could get him in there, and that would probably resolve the creativity problem. Look, am I expecting more of this under Nuno? I'm not 100% sure. It's a difficult one. Look, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen free-flowing attacking football yet out of this team, but I do think he has to strengthen make sure the back is solid first, because at the end of the day, defenses win your titles. That's what the great Sir Alex Ferguson said. So we have to shore that up. You'll always get breakaway goals with Kane and Son regardless. So once he has that shored up, I'm sure then we might start seeing Tottenham playing on the front foot a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. I think Anthony Johnson makes a good point as well. First transfer window isn't enough to affect the changes that are required in the Tottenham squad, which is definitely fair enough. Locks, lost 1-0 to Manchester City. I didn't get to see the game. Decent performance. To
be fair, yeah, it was. I mean, this season we haven't really got going. It feels like we haven't really been playing to the levels that we know we can. And yeah, I would say that the Man City game was probably the best performance we've put in. Vardy, unlucky.
You predicted 3-0 as well. You said you were going to get battered, didn't you?
Yeah, I did think 3-0, yeah. To be fair, it was a bit like, at times, it was a bit like you guys versus Liverpool. We were just under so much pressure, shot after shot. But, we concede so many shots on target, and Casper kind of bails us out so much. But it was just, one little mistake from Soyuncu. Again, we spoke about him on last Thursday. One little mistake from him, and he scored. And I think it was Bernardo Silva, wasn't it, scored? So, yeah, I mean, there was definitely. I mean, we always perform. I think we perform better against these big clubs anyway. It just kind of suits us.
How did Maddison play?
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, absolutely awful again. Honestly, mate, I've just seen he's just put an Instagram story up of him scoring a worldie in training, and him celebrating in training. So that's all he can score at the minute. So I saw I don't know if you've seen the stat on Twitter. I saw it earlier on. He's not scored a goal or got an assist since February. And he's played. He had a little period out injured, obviously, but he's played a lot of games since then, and he's not really done much. But yeah, that's a discussion for another day, I suppose. But it was a better performance. Vardy unlucky because he was offside by literally a couple inch. That was it. He put one in the back of the net. But yeah, to be fair, I would say we deserved a point, but they were just more clinical, I suppose. So got to take it. I did expect a loss, and we did lose. So we just got to move on now.
Yeah, got to move on for sure. City will be up there come the end of the season, so 1-0 probably not so bad, to be honest. I wouldn't like to play them now anyway. The form we're in, it'd probably be 7 or something like that. Oscar, thoughts, mate, on Liverpool? I've done it to death now. Talk to us.
Well, the best team I've seen so far this season in terms of all the games I've watched. I think if that's Liverpool at their peak, I genuinely think they're probably as good as City and Chelsea. I think they're genuinely definitely in that title race. If they keep Van Dijk and Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold fit, I genuinely think they win a Premier League or Champions League this season. I think it just looks so. I just didn't know how we were going to get at them. Yeah, we started the game quite well first 10 minutes, but it got to a point where you're thinking, Matip, Van Dijk, what can we? How are we going to get at that kind of thing? I think Raf had one bit of skill where he got around Robertson, but then it's just what have you got to aim for, kind of thing. It's just a very, very good team we took on. Don't get me wrong, we played into their hands big time at times. In terms of Dallas and Rodrigo in midfield, they can only play at one pace. It's got to be fast. It's got to be one touch, two touch. We just needed someone in there to put the foot on the ball when Liverpool were putting us under the cosh. And we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it on the day. So yeah, they've definitely improved as a team. And yeah, ultimately, if Mane is a bit more clinical on the day, it probably should have been 5 or 6, really. If some of those Mane chances fell to Salah or Jota, in terms of Mane's obviously not on the best of form in terms of finishing chances at this moment in time, although he did still destroy us. But a more clinical player, I still think Mane played really well in the game. Luke Ayling, I felt sorry for Luke Ayling at a point, and I thought Luke Ayling was better at centre-back than what he was at right-back in the game, to be honest. That's not difficult because he was shocking, to be honest with you, Luke Ayling on the day. But yeah, a little bit worried, to be honest. But yeah, we've got a fancier fixture list coming up now, and I just think it's the quality. I think the quality of this big four, top four, which is going to be the top four now, because Leicester obviously haven't started the season too well. The one team I thought who could break into it, I just think any team that plays that big four is going to get battered. Look, Villa got battered at Chelsea. You see, City have battered Norwich and Arsenal early doors. Everyone's going to get battered by them 4 teams this season. The quality is ridiculous at that top end of the table now.
Apart from young boys, which, to be fair,
but we bet City first game of the season. Don't forget about that.
What's that?
Tottenham bet City first game of the season as well. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't forget about that. Yeah, they were fantastic that day as well, to be fair. So yeah. Oscar, stop hyping them up too much, all right?
I don't want to get too down on Leeds at this moment in time. I know it's easy to do. I know. I mean, I don't know if you saw that. Obviously, Rajasani's been on Twitter. Some of the quoted tweets and that lot saying that it's just chill out a little bit for now. Just chill out for a little bit. Let's just see where we're after Newcastle, West Ham, Watford. I think we can get 6 or 7 points out of that 3 games, and I think we're okay if we do that.
Do you know what, though? Just quickly, I was actually watching that game. It was my mother's birthday, and when she was doing the cake, I was watching the game in the background. And look, for me, I actually I don't see the same enthusiasm in Leeds that they had last season. And I would be a little bit worried for you. Especially if you don't pick up some nice results over the next few games. I would be worried.
The one thing I'd say, David, and to be honest, you saw Joe probably agreed with having been at the game, because sometimes when you're watching it on TV, you can't fully appreciate what's going on off the ball and that lot. But Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, the intensity of them two compared to our fullback, compared to Ayling and Firpo for us. I'm not having a go at Ayling and Firpo. I'm just saying there's a big difference there. Robertson, Trent, they're basically defending in our box kind of thing. You're thinking they're that high up the pitch, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's a bit noticeable. I think there's 1 or 2 things that aren't quite right at this moment in time, but we've got a couple of nice games to sort it out, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to get as well, obviously, I reacted to the news earlier on the channel to the FA's decision to not overturn the Pascal Struijk red card. Obviously, me and Oscar are going to be on the side of, look, it should have been overturned. It's an absolute joke. And I was asked, make sure on before the whistle blows, I asked the guests just to get their opinion, with them being, they can take the emotion out of it because they're opposition fans. They don't really ask, in a sense. So, David, just what were your thoughts on the challenge? Was it a red? And the fact now we've had 48 hours and the FA have agreed with the on-field decision for him to miss 3 games now. And you've been in a similar sort of situation with the Sun scenario. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, Dave.
Look, yeah, we were in a similar situation with Son on the guy from Everton, Gomez, I think it was. Look, for me, looking at the Leeds challenge. Look, personally, I don't think it is a red card. I really don't. Look, at the end of the day, he's going for the ball. He didn't intentionally go into endanger the opponent. And correct me if I'm wrong, but was there not a similar challenge Monday night? I believe there was a similar challenge over the weekend as well, and that didn't get the red card. So look. My opinion is I actually think football is going a bit too soft nowadays. I think some people are forgetting it is a bit of a contact sport. Look, you are going to get injured when you receive challenges. It's just the nature of the game. I get it. The referees and everything are trying to protect players and that. But look, with the FA and the referees, they're always going to back each other up this season, especially after the farce last season of VAR and some of the refereeing decisions and everything that went on. For me, I think, look, no matter what you see on the field this year, I think you're going to see very, very few decisions overturned. Because at the end of the day, they all have to be one to be able to get us fans to accept, the VAR and everything and all the decisions that's being made with it. And me personally, I think it's harsh. I do think it should have been rescinded, but I just think the FA and the Referee Association are sticking with each other on this one.
Yeah. What about you, Locks?
Yeah, I completely agree, mate. To be fair, I think it was a good tackle. I do. I think he had the right to go for it, and like you said, I mean, I watched your videos back earlier, and I watched you live earlier as well, Joe. And like you were spot on, really. It was unfortunate. That's what it could happen in any tackle. It could happen in a 50-50. It could happen jumping up for the ball, as you said the other day, Joe. It just off the ball. It could be an off the ball instance. Something like this can happen in any situation. I understand the anger from Liverpool fans because it's their player, it's their young player. They were really happy for him. He started the season well, and now this has happened. We had it at Leicester with Fofana earlier on the season, in pre-season. Sorry, a tackle which maybe a yellow card, but it's just unfortunate the way that the other players landed, and that Elliott's gone down. It's dislocated his ankles. So yeah, for me, I think the FA would have been a bit annoyed as well with Harvey Elliott coming out saying, "Oh, they've got it wrong." I don't think it's. I think they may be trying to make an example of that as well. Maybe I think they probably took a bit of offence to that because pretty much Harvey Elliott's saying that the ref fucked up, which he did. So and. Yeah, I mean, I can't see why it hasn't been. It just doesn't. I don't understand why it was. Why it wouldn't be overturned. He's not meant to do it. It was a good tackle. It was just a complete freak accident, you could say. So yeah, I mean that LFC Sonny, that video, man. I mean, yeah, it's just laughable. Every point he made was just shite. So.
Total BS. I had him on the channel, obviously. Honestly, some of the comments, people were fuming. I think people wanted to take him outside and give him a good hiding, to be honest. I was just saying, I think everyone, it's YouTube, it's not real life. Give the guy, let's see what he's got to say. I figured that after 48 hours or 24 hours, he might have thought about his words, but nah, he still went big on it. And then I sort of realized, it's just purely to get clicks and stuff, which is a little bit disappointing. I was thinking maybe he'd have had something different to say, but there you go. I've had many people say, if you get this guy again, I'll unsubscribe. It's been that deep for some people. But if you want to unsubscribe, I'm not really asked. You can do if you want. It is what it is. Locks, you have created a little soliloquy. Is that the right word? A soliloquy.
I have, mate. Yeah. I have got it written down. So
come on.
I haven't been. All right. It isn't quite a roses are red, violets are blue like the original one, but yeah, I've got a nice.
It's better than that, isn't it? It's better than that, isn't it?
I mean, I think it is. You might think it's a load of shite, but it took me 5 minutes of my time. So here we go. So you ready? Okay. So. The Scousers came to Ellen Road. The serial moaners. Oh boy, that showed. Leeds 2-0 down. Who gives a fuck? Liverpool were about to run out of luck. Pascal Stroik goes in for the ball. He wins it well, but that wasn't all. A brilliant tackle ends in despair as Klopp starts crying. No change there. Craig Pawson pulls out a red. Shocking decision, even Harvey Elliott said. LFC Sonny throws a hissy fit. Dirty Leeds, he says. Your fans are so shit. What this mug seems to not remember, his best player nearly ended Dries Mertens' career.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good, that.
That's quality.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Locks, your Twitter is about to get invaded. Invaded by Liverpool Twitter, though.
Do you know what, though? I'm sick of them moaning all the time. You know, even the Virgil van Dijk last season, you know, all they do is cry and moan and everything doesn't go the way. You know, they always get the rub of the VAR decisions as well. I'm absolutely sick of them, and it's about time, you know, they start eating some humble pie. And that's why I'm delighted they collapsed the way they did last season. I hate them.
No, but the best bit was when the Van Dijk injury, they wanted Pickford to be banned for as long as Van Dijk was injured. That was the...
Yeah,
embarrassment.
That guy who threatened to bang out Pickford.
Yeah,
if
I see him. Didn't he? Everyone knows. What was it? Everyone knows. Like, let's say it with Jamesy. Everyone knows a Jamesy promise is a good promise, and all this sort of stuff. And it's oh my god, lots of love, lots of love. For
I think you said it.
Go on, mate.
Sorry, last thing. Like, I saw your video, mate, and like you were just spot on. Like with the red card incident. Like if he wasn't injured, we wouldn't be talking about it. There probably wouldn't be even anyone asking for a red. So that just kind of like you can't send someone off for the result of, you know, that's what everyone's saying now, and it's spot on. You can't send someone off for the result of the tackle, only for the tackle. And it wasn't a yellow, it wasn't a foul, the tackle. So
bro, he didn't even blow. This is the thing. And then he wants to go to that FA commission or whatever and say, I was always going to give a red. How? When you didn't even blow for a foul, you tool. You know what I mean? So he's obviously taking lies. And like David said, they're just sticking up for the boys, aren't they? Keeping it in-house, want everyone to get on board with VAR, and therefore they're not going to reverse the decision, and it's Leeds United. But I do, call me paranoid, but I do think, flip side, you know, Virgil van Dijk makes the foul on Rafinha, I think it gets overturned. I do.
Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe.
I do, though.
Call it out.
Because it's Liverpool, it's Van Dijk, it's Klopp. They don't want to deal with that. Whereas Leeds United, it's dirty Leeds, no one cares. We'll stick with Craig Pawson with that. But that's just my opinion. Just before we finish on last week, let's just go check the scores on the doors when we look at our predictions. Someone's had an absolutely barnstormer week. And I griefed this guy 24/7. But he's had an absolute barnstormer. So David will be predicting for Corey this week as well. You know, Locks has actually decided to turn up 2 weeks in a row, so that's good for once. But I'll just share it with you. So here were last week's week 4 predictions. As you can see here, Big Oscar with 14 points. 14 points. That's decent, isn't it? 2 correct results. A lot of them obviously getting the 2 correct scores and a couple of correct results. What that means, obviously, for the table in itself, Oscar's jumped into second above myself. Locks on 22, myself on 23, Oscar with 27, but still leading the pack, of course, the main man, Corey, with 32. Check that out, Oscar. You must be happy, especially after your first week, I think.
Oh, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see that.
You got -5, and now
we don't need to see that.
4. Wow, it's good, mate. That is good.
Take it. I mean, I wish the Leeds one wasn't right. I mean, I'd swap the Leeds result being right. Then, dear me, I take that though. Is that a high? Is that the high for the week? That
yes, mate. That's the highest we've ever had in 1 week. 14.
David, you need to predict badly, deliberately, just to stop a West Ham fan winning this, mate. Do you know what? Predict badly,
I know he's a Scammers fan and all that, but look, you know, for me, I'm going to do my best. I think it's time London come together. I'll do my best for him. That's what's
no, David, no, you don't mean that. You don't mean that.
Great stuff. Well, let's get this week's predictions and chat on this weekend's fixtures off the ground. We're on Friday the 17th is the first game of the week. Is it, of course, Newcastle versus Leeds United. I hate Friday night games. They're amazing if they go well, but if they go bad, it ruins my weekend and then also ruins me enjoying the rest of the football that weekend. I don't want to watch any of it because I'm like, nah, especially if it's been a poor performance. We'll go to the guests first of all, non-Leeds United fans. David, talk to me about Newcastle versus Leeds.
Look, I know you're away, but I actually do predict you to win this. Look, watching Newcastle against Everton, or against United, sorry. Look, going forward, they tried the best they can, but they do not break in numbers. Callum Wilson is out as far as I'm aware, and Joe Linton will be starting up front. That guy, honestly, he can't keep up with play. He needs to go on a diet or something, that guy. Look, for me, I don't think you'll have any problems there, to be honest with you. And I think you'll actually beat Newcastle 2 or 3-0. I think Newcastle will go down this year.
Nice, love that. Love that. There's a lot of Leeds fans nervous naturally due to the state of the performances, but I'm with you, David. I think they haven't got nothing. And the teams that we've come up against so far, Liverpool, Manchester United, Everton look decent under Rafa, and Burnley away is a tough fixture. These things happen. But with Newcastle, even if we are poor and do give them opportunities and don't have a midfield like we've found, I just think the bodies they've got are just poor. They're so poor. But David, what you say, 2 or 3?
I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds. Definitely keep the clean sheet. And look, Leeds fans would like to hear this, but I definitely think this will kickstart your season. And I do hope you stay up. I have a bit of a soft spot for Leeds.
There's no need for that. We're staying up, man. Get this as well, Oscar. Get this. I was doing a stream last night on the Chelsea game, and Sheffield United were playing at the same time. And then all of a sudden, I got an influx of people in the chat who were watching Hal. Why they were watching Hal over me, it begs to question in the first place. But they started to tell me that Hal had said on his stream that Leeds were going to get relegated. I was fuming.
He's changed, man. He's changed.
No, talk to me.
He's changed. I mean, you can't trust him. I mean, the thing is, though, Joe, you have upgraded with David, to be fair. David, he makes us laugh more. I mean, he's straight away gone for Joe Linton. I mean, I love that. I love that, to be fair. But that's shocking off Hal. I mean, Hal, I think, should focus more on Sheffield United staying in the Championship, to be honest, than us going back in there. Because, I tell you, that's hardly a certainty, is it?
No. But talk to me about Newcastle versus Leeds, mate.
I'm going to get Hal in my notifications now, aren't I, on Twitter for saying that. He's going to say what I've just said there. When Sheffield United end up going up or something. But no, Newcastle Leeds, I think the key things click in this game. Is he going to be fully fit? I'm going off the basis he will be. I think surely Rodrigo now, after having come off 3 times at half-time in 4 games, I've never seen anything like that ever in not just Leeds United, but in football, while how someone keeps getting back in the team after being taken off at half-time. That's key for me. Click is fit for this game. Because we know what Newcastle are going to do. It's going to be long balls up to Joe Linton, try and get Almiron, Saint-Maximin, Willock into the game behind him. And to be fair, if we do manage to do that, we're in a bit of bother because I think Willock, Saint-Maximin are very, very good players. I think Almiron's had a decent game against Man United by the looks of things. So yeah, it's going to be tough in that sense. But I just think if Click's in the team with Calvin, I just think we'll keep the ball much better. I can't see us not being able to have long spells of possession. And I think if we have long spells of possession, getting Rafinha, Harrison more into the game, not just smashing the ball forward and hoping that Rafinha and Harrison can do something with it. I think just getting proper periods of possession, a bit of control in the game, I think Click's key to that. So I think we'll just about win it. We have 2-1 Leeds, but it's not going to be vintage Leeds. I don't think we've got that kind of performance in us at the moment in terms of where we're just going to turn up and absolutely hammer Newcastle. I think Newcastle need the points. And yeah, it's a big boost Wilson not being there though. That's a massive boost because we know how clinical he is. And I think Bamford's been playing pretty well. I think he's probably been the best out the front 3. I just think if Harris and Rafinha, we can get a little bit more service from them into Bamford, I think we've got the chance to score goals there. And Harrison's got a decent record against Newcastle as well. So, yeah, I'll back us. I think our front 3 is the better front 3, 2-1 Leeds.
Yeah, good. I think Joe Willock might be out. I've seen it put in the chat and I've seen a few things as well.
Yeah, but Jeff Hendrick, mate. You're forgetting Jeff Hendrick.
He is shite. He have absolutely nothing to worry about. He is absolutely useless. He's like Joe Linton, they wouldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Honestly, they're crap.
Yeah, I agree. Like, honestly, I think, look, it may come back to bite me, but I just think we'll have too much of them. So you're going 2-1. David's gone 2-0. Locks, talk to me.
Yes, mate. Yeah, I mean, Oscar's spot on. Obviously, your front three is a lot better. I think your whole 11 is a lot better than Newcastle's. I don't think there's any worry about you going down. I think you're just looking for that fixture, that win to kind of kickstart your season, as Dave said. So, I reckon that could be this weekend, and yeah, I'll probably go with a comfortable 3-0 Leeds win.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to go with that as well. It's ballsy, but because performances haven't been great, but I think there's a definite drop off. I think Newcastle are rubbish. This will get clipped up, but I think they're rubbish. Their fans, like people are talking about the stadium. I've seen Leeds fans say they don't want to be there. They don't want the powers that be to be there. They don't want the man that's in charge to be there. So if Leeds United start well, that home crowd will be gone, and all you'll hear is the Leeds United away end. It's going to be my first away day of the season, so I'm bouncing for that as well. So yeah, I think we'll have too much for them. I'm not concerned. I think at the back they're poor. They're not gonna. You're not gonna get Jamal Lascelles or Kieran Clark doing a Joel Matip, marauding up to edge at box and doing little.
Joe, don't do this, man. Don't do this.
No, it is, man. You've got to be ballsy. I think we'll have too much for them. Look, everyone's talking about.
Hang on a second, by the way. Joel Matip, is that the Joel Matip that hasn't got any technical quality?
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Locks, back me up here. Oscar said he was better technically than everyone in our side, bar
Rafinha.
I think that's a push.
I was still back
tight.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I think the scoreline probably.
And when he played that 1-2,
I think the first goal
Trent,
probably tells you he is.
Yeah, well, when he played that 1-2 with Trent, genuinely, the only person that was in my head at that time was you. I thought, Oscar said this.
As the goal went in, it was like you with Italy. It's like you with Italy. I just stood up like this and just tried to say, "Where's Joe Wayman here? Where's Joe Wayman?" You see what he just did then? Oh,
so true. Everyone raves about St. Maximin. Yeah, he's good, but would he get in a top 6 side? People say, no, not for me. He doesn't do enough at the end. I think I look at Rafinha. People won't agree, but Rafinha's streets ahead because Rafinha has end product. Alan St. Maximin, he's just another Adama Traore for me.
No, don't do that. He's miles better. He's miles better than Traore.
He is better, but numbers-wise, are they the same, would you say?
No, I think St. Maximin would be a lot better. I'd have thought. I don't have it to hand, but Traore didn't get. I think didn't Traore go like the whole season without a goal and an assist or something mad like that?
Yeah, something
probably
crazy
same
like
as
that.
Alan St. Maximin. To be fair, I'm going to check this while we move on. I'm going to come back to you. If I don't come back to you, you know that you were right. But now look, I know people are saying St. Maximin is a lot better, etc. But I'm not sure. Tell me why other clubs are looking at Adama Traore as an option and no one's looking at St. Maximin.
They are looking at St. Maximin.
Who? Where have you seen
Liverpool have been linked. I mean, Liverpool have been linked with everyone, haven't they? They have been linked. So
sign St. Maximin.
He's a good player. He's a good. No, I don't think they will, but he's a good player. I would say that much.
Jordan, this is a good point actually from Jordan. Last time Joe did the Adama Traore thing, he scored against us, which he did. But it was an absolute fluff, though. It was an absolute fluff. It like went into the air.
That's his defence of it. It didn't count because it was a fluky goal.
No, but listen, I'm going 3-0 as well.
St. Maximin, he's one of those players that at Newcastle he will stand out a bit because he's got a little bit of class about him. He can take people on. That headband as well. He's all right. I think if he didn't wear the headband, I don't think it would be half as popular. To be fair, it is a good look. To be fair, but I think it's one of them, isn't it? If he goes to a top 6 club, he probably doesn't stand out. He probably doesn't start. But yeah,
top 6 club would he go to?
I don't know. I'm not a scout, but I think
if he went Arsenal, I think he'd probably start for Arsenal.
I mean, to be fair, I'd probably start for Arsenal, but you know,
they're not top 6. We're talking about top 6 here, Oscar. They're not top 6.
I set that up for you there, David. I set that up for you, but would you start for Tottenham over Moura or whatever your other options are?
To be honest with you, Moura does more or less what St. Maximum does. They'll get you down to the final third, but after that, they don't do much after that. So, look, Traore, Lucas Moura, Maximum, they're all the same sort of players. You give them the ball, they'll run half the field and get you up to the final third. But after that, people in the stands are waving, collecting the balls, because that's where they usually end up, to be fair. Look, some of them guys, they're better off trying out for the Olympics, trying to beat Usain Bolt's record rather than playing football. Because, look, football has changed in a way. Some of them players there, they wouldn't be anywhere near the Premier League back in the day. Wouldn't be anywhere near it because they have no end product.
No, I think he's got a point. Honestly, I'm bang on this with David. I don't see it. Of course, I get he can carry the ball from deep and get you into a dangerous position. But I've seen him take efforts at goal that P-roll, like another person sitting. This is getting smashed in the back of the net, and it'll just P-roll towards the goalkeeper after he's taken on 5 players. It's pointless. It must be frustrating to watch week on, week out. Just having a look. Wolves. Adama Traore, 107 appearances, 7 goals. Alan St. Maximin, 55 appearances, 7 goals. Okay, so he's slightly ahead, but still 7 goals. Really?
Twice as productive.
Yeah, twice as productive, but 7 goals. Should we have a look at Rafinha's numbers in half the game?
Yeah, Rafinha's a much better player.
Saying that St. Maximin would get into a top 6 squad. No, he wouldn't.
But Rafinha would.
Yeah, Rafinha would, though. This is the thing. St. Maximin wouldn't.
Look, he's not going to get in the Liverpool team, is he? He's not going to get in, forget the 4. Forget the main 4.
He could go to Leicester on the right-hand side because they don't have the right wing.
He'd improve Leicester.
Spurs fans would take him.
Yeah, I genuinely think I think the fact he's a lot younger than Moura, I think he could be moulded into a really decent player, but yeah, he's raw, isn't he? But it's not like he's Helder Costa or Ian Pervada, is it? He's not a bad player, is he? Let's be honest.
In the squad, yeah, fair enough. When you compare him with Costa and Pervada,
there you go. The way you're talking, it's like
he won't get in Sunday league side.
Yeah,
Bobby,
pocket him.
Thank you. Yeah, standard. I'd pocket him. Super chat from Bobby says last time we played Alan St. Maximin, he wasn't fully fit and tore Ayling apart. And now Ayling could be playing at centre-back. That's fair. Listen, I have no dispute about him tearing players apart. I don't, right? This is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he doesn't give people tough games. I'm not saying he doesn't hammer them during full 90 minutes. But what I'm saying is he can take Ayling on 20 times if he wants. But if he ain't going to score at the end of it, what does it matter? Yeah. That's my opinion. What's the point? Adama Traore.
I'm just reading that comment. They'd be better as rugby players on the wing.
No, it's true though. This is what I'm saying. Them big bots, give him the ball, both. I just think you could give Adama Traore the ball, right? And he could dribble around 10 men. And he would get in front of the goalkeeper one-on-one. And like David said, it would end up in the crowd. And I get similar sort of vibes with Alan St. Maximin. I do. But there you go. So I've gone 3-0. David's gone 2-0. Locks has gone 3-0 as well. And Oscar has gone 2-1 to Leeds United. Watch him score a hat-trick, says Lee Chris. Yeah, these things happen. It is what it is. If he does,
do realise at the minute we've not even got we're not going to be able to play Ayling at right back whilst you're having to go at St. Maximin.
Yeah, we've got Jamie Shackleton.
It's not going to be easy against St. Maximin. I'll tell you that much. It won't be easy.
I'm telling you now. Remember we had this conversation when Leeds win the game and he's done nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. I still think we win the game. I just think he might cause us 1 or 2 problems.
Okay, 1 or 2, but yeah, of course. I've said to you, what I've said to you is he will get past people because that's all they do. They just give him the ball. But what happens after that? Nothing normally. Nothing, Nothing. But that's just my opinion. Let's move it on from St. Maximin. We'll be here all day. 12:30 kickoff. Wolves versus Brentford. Who wants to take this one? Oscar, I'll come to you first if you fancy it.
Yeah, it'd be a nice game, that, to be fair. Obviously, both teams have played really well so far this season. Wolves getting that first win. It was inevitable it was going to happen. I mean, they were the new Brighton, we were calling them last week, and they probably still are a little bit. Jimenez obviously still hasn't scored, but it's coming. He will obviously get himself on the score sheet. They've built a decent squad, in that kind of sense. Trinchow's obviously done well so far. So, yeah, they're going to have a good season, Wolves, for me. But Brentford, to be honest, look pretty likely to stay up as well. I think Tony, obviously, if they keep Tony quiet, I think obviously in terms of goals, you can get at Brentford a little bit. I don't think they've got a lot of goals outside of Tony. I think that was even the case in the Championship. But this will be a good game. I think both teams to score 2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves, David?
Yeah, look, we had the pleasure of beating Wolves, to be fair. We fed them. They were hungry when we fed them. Look, for me, Wolves actually created a lot of chances. They caused Leicester a lot of problems. They caused us a hell of a lot of problems. They're getting a lot of shots off on goals. Of course, got the first win against Watford last weekend, so they'll be absolutely buzzing off that. Look, I actually think Bruno Lage's done a very good job for them so far, and I do think once Jimenez finds his confidence after being out for so long, I think there will be a real threat. Look, for me, with Brentford as well, Ivan Toney, I do think he will get joy against the three centre-backs. He's a big boy. He's very good in the air, so if Brentford could get balls in there, it'd be very, very interesting. But with Wolves, I think Wolves are home. So with Wolves being home at the Molineux, I'm gonna go 2-1 Wolves. I do think they'll nick it. The problem is they do create a lot of chances, but they don't tend to take them. Adama Traore, he gets about 12 a game, and half the people are around Wolves City Centre looking to pick up football. So look, for me, I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves. I do think though Wolves will be a surprise package once they start taking their chances. They'll be a surprise package.
When Neto's back and people like that, I think, and I can't remember the guy's name who they bought from him from Salzburg who scored against Watford, came on and scored.
He Chan, isn't it?
I think he's a striker as well, so he's another option up top. I mean, I agree with David. I think there was an outside shout for 8th or 9th. If they play like that against like Tottenham and Man United, they're going to destroy the teams, I think, below that for me.
The reason they won't is because they've got Adama Traore.
But he'll come out. He'll come out as soon as Neto's back. He comes out for me. They're not going to drop Trincao from the team. He's done really well so far. Yeah. I think he probably comes out and he's probably trying to get his move to Leeds. Then at that point,
I imagine he did, man. I'd have to quickly backtrack, wouldn't I? Wow. All right, Locks. Wolves, Brentford.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's fitting because we've just been speaking about how useless Adama Traore is. I mean, when I saw Wolves first game of the season against Leicester, I mean, they cause us, so many problems, mainly through him, and then he'd take a shot on goal, and that would be it. So, I haven't been massively impressed with Wolves, but so far, but like, it's again, when Raul Jimenez can obviously start firing, get some goals. He can find some good form. Neto back in the team as well. So, I think they will end up having a decent season. But I don't know. I just fancy Brentford. I did fancy him last weekend as well, and they lost to Brighton. But I think they do have some. They do have a threat about them, especially with Ivan Toney up there. So, and that is it. Mbeumo, I can't pronounce his name. Yeah. He looks like a tidy player as well. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Brentford win. 1-0 Brentford.
1-0 Brentford. Nice. For me, I'm going to go 0-0. I do see this being a bit of a stalemate. Like you say, Wolves XG Kings, New Brighton, maybe. We'll have to wait and see though. Done some decent business, and like Oscar said, I love the look of Trincao.
Yeah.
I've not seen much of Brentford actually, only in that first game against Arsenal. So I need to take more notice. But for me, I'm gonna go 0-0. Your man Thingy's just scored a decent goal. Jude Bellingham for Dortmund in the Champions League. That kid's going to be worth some money. He's going to come back to Premier League and probably go for upwards of 100 million for me. I think he's a baller. Anyway, that's just slightly off point. Burnley Arsenal. Bottom of the table clash. Let's David do this. Come on, David, take us away, Burnley Arsenal.
Yeah, look, relegation clash. You know what I mean. Look, they have a cannon as their crest, and they're not even firing. You know, it's disrespectful to the Premier League, to be honest with you. Look, for me, I actually do think Burnley will cause the upset. This Arsenal team, they do not want the fight that Burnley will bring. They don't like the rough or ruggedness of Burnley. Look. With Arsenal, they created a hell of a lot of chances against Norwich, but got one fluky goal out of it. And for me, look, their problems are still there. Look, most teams are going to beat Norwich this year. So their Arsenal problems are still there. But look, it's good because it gives them that false sense of security, false sense of hope, you know, that they are going to do something, and then they get brought back down to earth by, you know, the Ginger Homer Simpson and Chris Wood up front. So I'm absolutely loving life. I'm going to go Brighton. I'm going to go Brighton 2-1. I'll tell you why, because when I watched Arsenal against Brentford, which may I say, you know, was absolutely one of the best comedy movies I watched in a long, long time. They paid 50 million for Ben White just for Sky Sports to do an expose on him. So that was nice.
What shit there? What shit on Ben White? Pick another player. Pick Pepe, not Ben White. Leave the lovely Benjamin alone. Kept clean sheet last week, I'll have you know.
No, but look, I do think, you know, Arsenal was... If Burnley do what they're good at, get the ball out wide, get the balls into the box for Chris Wood to go on attack, I think they'll cause Arsenal an awful lot of trouble doing that. So I'm going to go with Burnley to nick that game 2-1 with Chris Wood maybe at the double.
Nice, love that. Do you know what? David's made a fantastic point there, you know, especially the way Brentford took them on. Surely Burnley will, well, they will do that. That's what they will do, right? And Gabriel alongside Ben White, okay, it's much improved from you know, Pablo Mari, etc. But I think Burnley might nick this as well. You know, I'm going to go for Burnley 1-0. Then there will be some serious question. Then they've got Spurs the week after, and Arteta, trust the process, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go Burnley 1-0 as well. Locks.
I'm going to go Arsenal. If Egal was here, I'd be going for Burnley, but he's not here, so yeah, I'll stick with what I actually think is going to happen. So I think Arsenal might actually win this quite comfortably. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Arsenal win.
Wow, that's bold. Although I did say 4-0 last week, didn't I, against Norwich? So there you go. Oscar, can't hear you, mate.
You're on mute, lad.
It's because his mum's doing washing up in background.
You missed all that fantastic knowledge then as well from that first 10 seconds. No, I think Arsenal win. I think Arsenal will win this one. I think just going off the stats and that, obviously you can't base everything off what you see on Match of the Day, but they did look pretty dominant against Arsenal. They could not put the ball into the back of the net. Obviously got Partey back in, Tomiyasu, who obviously I think has got to be a better right back than Hector Bellerin. Surely.
I'm not sure.
Surely he's better than Hector Bellerin.
You heard the story about him on deadline day, right? His age, or whenever it was, his agent was going around to like nearly every Premier League club trying to sell him, and everyone said no, and Arsenal were the only ones that said yes.
He'll still be better than Bellerin. He'll still 100% be better than Bellerin for me. It's not hard, but no, I think Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not going to say it with much conviction. I just think maybe just about win this one. Obviously, Smith Rowe, Saka not had the best of starts of the season. I just think in terms of quality, Arsenal probably do edge it a little bit. And Burnley, to be honest, they don't look great, do they? They don't look great at all. I'm out of all the Leeds results, it's that one that annoys me the most, the game against Burnley. I thought they were really there for the taking. I think Arsenal will take them. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1, nice. Move it on then to Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I would like to on here as well, just formally pull back my claim that Patrick Vieira would be the first manager sacked. Having seen them now, I think he won't be. There's other people that might go ahead of him. Not least maybe Ollie. We'll have to wait and see if he continues his great Champions League form. So I'm just going to do that because I was really impressed with Crystal Palace against Spurs last time out. David, obviously coming up against Palace, losing the way you did, do you give them any sort of chance against Liverpool at Anfield?
Do you know what I do? You know, it's a much different Palace side. And look, the Premier League will end up realising that once they've played everybody. Look, they have Wilfried Zaha going forward, the same old Wilfried Zaha. Look, on his day, he can beat anybody. He caused us a good few problems. You have Edouard brought in from Celtic, who I'm raging Tottenham didn't go for as a backup striker to Kane. You're going to get goals with him. Of course, he came on with his first touch of the ball, he scored, and his second touch of the ball, he scored. So for me, look, you know, I think they have goals there. And they have the option of going 4-4-2 and playing him and Benteke up front together, or just going with the 4-3-3 like they played against us. I think Conor Gallagher in midfield, I think, is absolutely brilliant. I said in my preview to the Palace game, if we stop him, we stop Palace. We failed to stop him. We gave him free rein through the midfield. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Not only is he brilliant on the ball going forward, but defensively, he gets stuck in. He works hard. I tell you, Guehi at the back, he's been a great signing for Palace. He's actually a very, very good centre-back. I've watched all 4 of Palace's games, and he's been their best defender for me. Tyreek Mitchell, look, I actually thought he was a wink link. He had a very good game against Tottenham. They brought in Anderson. I think he's a very good player. So Palace, I do think, are a lot different, and they are trying to play on the front foot, but they always have that option to go into the big man up top, Benteke. And even if he's holding it on or flicking it on for Zaha, he still causes problems, even though the guy wouldn't hit a barn door. But look, for me, who did we say they're playing? Liverpool. Liverpool. Yeah, look, they'll probably get a dodgy VAR decision, probably win the game or something like that. No, but look, with Liverpool, I did watch them against you guys. I'll be honest with you, I thought they were impressive. Mane eventually got his goal after about 50 attempts of trying. You have Mo Salah diving down the wing there as well. But look, I actually do think it will be a good game. But I do think Liverpool might edge it. I'm going to go with Liverpool to win. I'm going to go Liverpool to win 3-1, and VAR doing them justice as well with one of the goals, I think.
That's brilliant. I just maintained that all the way.
The VAR bit got more exaggerated as he said it.
Love it, David. Love it. 3-1, you said, yeah, or 3-0?
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1, yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well. I think Palace will make a good game of it. However, Liverpool will just have too much. I thought they were fantastic against us. I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans say that was the best performance of the season, not just, because we gave them anything. They were just class throughout. And I think they'll have too much. And I think Liverpool will be up there come the end of the season, provided they don't get any injuries. Because everything underneath that is pretty average. Oxlade-Chamberlain, bloody Origi, all these players. I think everything underneath it is
I'd love Oxlade-Chamberlain at our place, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But this is Liverpool, isn't it? They're challenging for the title. He's not... I mean, just hearing David speak about Conor Gallagher there, everything he mentioned, it's like, yeah, that'd have been perfect. Yeah, that'd have been perfect. Yeah, that'd have been perfect. We really, really missed this one. I'm gutted. But yeah, gotta let it go. I will do eventually. Probably when we play them and he scores a goal and celebrates, and then I'll be like, you little wanker. And then it'll be gone. Locks, talk to me. I've gone 2-1 Liverpool. What say you, mate? What say you?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably agree with you in terms of Palace will probably, make it a good game, but yeah, I mean, Liverpool are just too much. I'm starting to change my mind. I think they might actually win the league again. Yeah, I think they might win the league. I really hope not, because I've actually got a bet. Ben Brady.
Ben Brady.
Yeah. I got a bit confident in pre-season about Leicester, and I actually made a bet with him. £500 that Leicester would finish above Liverpool this season.
Well, you deserve to lose £500 to make it such a stupid bet.
Yeah,
I can't exaggerate how stupid that is.
We just come off the back of winning the FA Cup. Liverpool were mediocre at the time, but
what are you thinking?
Yeah, I know. All right, give it a rest, Oscar.
You know what I mean? Ben lives in Dubai.
Exactly. He don't need it.
This is nothing to him. You're struggling on the breadline, man, and you're giving bets of 500 quid. What are you doing, Locks?
Well,
it's Angolian dollars. That's what it is. So it works out about $5 Locks. You're covered.
he keeps offering me a cash out of 100 quid, and I keep turning it down. So
Are you mad? This is getting even worse. This is getting even worse now. You've been offered he's offered you a cash out, and you're not taking it.
No, yeah, well, stick it to the end. Stick it to the end. You never know what happened, but yeah. So on the back of that, I think Liverpool might win the league, which is terrible news in more ways than one. And yeah, I think they'll have too much for Palace. So 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. Oscar's still shocked. I think.
If you get another chance to cash out, just take it. Even if it's £499, you probably should take it. You probably should definitely take that cash out option. But anyway, this will be a tight one, though. This will be a tight one. I'm sure if it's 1-1 with 5 minutes to go, Klopp will put himself on the pitch at some point. Try and get someone sent off or something like that. Not that I'm bitter, but yeah, I'm still bitter about that. Liverpool, if they keep, for me, you look at Liverpool, Salah, Van Dijk. I personally think are the best 2 players in the league. You could probably put KDB in that kind of, probably argue possibly KDB in there, but either way, they've got 2 of the 3 best players in the league for me. Liverpool right now, you can win them games. Van Dijk, be interesting obviously against Edouard, but I still think he'll have too much for him. The only way I think Palace get at Liverpool is Zaha against Trent. There's a couple of times, I know obviously we got battered by Liverpool, but there's a couple of times when Harrison did get past Trent on that side of the pitch. Just the cross into the box was poor. But yeah, I think Palace have got enough firepower to score. Just think Liverpool too good. Too many different ways of scoring, creating so many chances at this moment in time. The only thing I would say is obviously Champions League, they're playing tonight. It does sometimes have a little bit of an impact, so it might not be as comfortable as always. They might not have that energy that it did against us, but it's not too much for Palace for me. But you got to say with Vieira as well, there's absolutely no way they beat Tottenham 3-0 under Hodgson. There's no way they scored more than 1 against the Tottenham under Hodgson. So you got to say, from a Palace point of view, you're probably buzzing with it. The fact that they're going for it now, they're trying to play on the front foot, and they're going to have the odd battering. It's like Leeds last season; they will have the odd battering. Obviously, they got battered by Chelsea early on in the season. They will get other batterings, but I think Palace will finish higher under Vieira than what they would under Hodgson. They wouldn't even sign Gallagher under Hodgson for me. They wouldn't take a risky signing like that. So yeah, Palace are going to give a lot of teams good games this season, but Liverpool 2-1.
Good shout, mate. Same as myself. Right, let's have some quick ones with this. Man City versus Southampton, locks.
5-1.
Oh, that's big, David.
I'm going to go 4-0 City, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see one of the famous Hassan Hüttl 9 goal thrillers. But I'm going to go 4-0 City.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go 3-0 City. What about you, Oscar?
I'll go 4 as well. I'll go 4-0. I think it's only the fact that City played Champions League footy tonight. Is it away or home tonight? It doesn't really matter, but either way, they're playing tonight, so they're going to have to obviously rotate a little bit. I still think City, in terms of ruthlessness, I think against Leicester you saw it. Are they ruthless enough again? In certain games. But yeah, they're going to batter Southampton, no doubt about it for me. 4-0.
Big Harry Kane-shaped hole in their squad, isn't there? That's what's missing.
He can't even get a shot on target, can Kane?
No, look, don't worry. Kane's going to explode.
As the lady says, he's overrated.
Harry Kane.
I have thrown one in there. Yeah. I'm just going to mute my mic now and just see David's reaction to.
He can't be overrated. Look, honestly, he carries you guys, across the Euros with some goals and everything else. You're all. Look, this is the problem. You're all applauding when he's in an England jersey.
He got pocketed by Grant Hanley against Scotland.
No, look, that was because England weren't. Again, you have to provide him the chances for him to take them. No, look, I'm not even. I'm better than that.
Nah, don't entertain it either, mate. I'm with you. Harry Kane's a don, isn't he? Right, let's get some quick ones on this one as well. Norwich versus Watford. I'm going to say...
what a shocking game that is.
I think Norwich might get their first win of the season. I'm going to go 2-1 Norwich. Oscar?
Oh, that is going to be such a... Right. That's the last game on Match for the Day. That's the first prediction I'm going to make.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed. I think Norwich as well, actually. 2-1 Norwich. 2-1 Norwich.
2-1 Norwich. Locks?
2-2. 2-2.
2-2. David?
Yeah, I think I know what day I'm saving the Coronation Street omnibus for anyway. But look, for me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 1-0 Watford. I think Watford have enough to edge it.
Yeah, Norwich are already down, aren't they, already? And we're only 4 games in, I think. Right, 5:30 kickoff. This is
just a quick one. This will make you laugh, but I saw somewhere on Twitter a Norwich City, I think the Norwich City equivalent of LUFC data. I'm not sure what it was called, but they were doing a poll on if you were offered a chance to play the next rest of the season in the Championship and try and get promoted rather than finish this season, would you take it? It was something like that. It was basically asking if they were offered the Championship again now to try and get promoted, would you take it? And I think over 50% said yes.
Wow. Yeah.
4 games into the season.
Didn't their director of football, though, say they're a top 26 club? Like,
what's that mean? What does that mean?
What he means by that is, like, they're happy to be anywhere in the Premier League and up to 6th in the Championship. Like, that's
what kind of mentality is that?
Yeah, exactly. That's why, yeah, you deserve to be in the Championship with that mentality.
Yeah.
Get them down. Get them down. Get them down.
Exactly. No, they're just happy with that, constantly competing at the top of the Championship. A season in the Prem, relegated, 0 points on the board, and then back up again. Do you know what I mean?
They can say they've won the title every 2 years?
yeah, probably, mate, probably. The 5:30 kickoff is Aston Villa versus Everton. It's got a right old school feel to it, this one. Both teams would be hopeful of Europe this season, I think. Everton started really well. Okay, Aston Villa only have 4 points on the board, but I think based over the course of the season, you'd think they'd want to be challenging for Europe. David, how do you see this one going, Villa versus Everton?
Do you know what? I think Villa are home, obviously. Look, with Rafa Benitez, he will look to shore it up, keep it tight for maybe about 60, 65 minutes. Then he might release the foot off the gas and let everything go forward. A bit like Monday night there, really, what we've seen. They were poor up until, what was it, 60 minutes, and then they got 3 goals after he made a change. He's a very astute manager, Rafa Benitez. I actually think it was a shrewd move by Everton. I definitely think he'll get them top half of the table finishes consistently with potentially breaking into Europe. In terms of Aston Villa, look, if Aston Villa don't put this beyond doubt before 60 minutes, I think Everton will go on and win it. But, look, I do think Aston Villa are waiting for that, big win to kind of kickstart their season and properly, a nice, comfortable win. And I think it might just come in this game. I'm going to go Aston Villa. I'm going to go Aston Villa 3-1.
3-1, nice. They don't really seem to have kicked off, really got going, haven't they? Really, I don't think yet.
No. Look, John McGinn's trying in there. Leon Bailey still to kind of get going properly, and Buendia. They have a lot of new signings, but I do think once they gel, they will be all right.
Yeah,
definitely. What about you, Locks?
I totally. I'm gonna. It's a tough one. No, I'm gonna go for 2-2. I'm gonna go for 2-2 again. Everton fans are getting very excited with this Damari Gray. Look, I'm telling you, I can assure you, 6-8 weeks, he won't be in that starting 11. He's giving you all a false sense of security. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter?
It doesn't matter. Look, just trust me. Damari Gray will not be in that starting 11 in a couple months' time. He's leading them into a false sense of security. He really isn't as good as he's looked so far. I can assure you that it will not stick. The consistency.
This sounds like another Ben Chilwell, Mahrez type agenda to me. I don't know about you guys. It sounds like a bit of a.
Ben Chilwell got his first appearance of the season, didn't he, yesterday?
We're not talking about that knobhead, are we? Come on, let's leave that.
What do you think's happened with Chilwell? He didn't play in the Euros. He played in the Champions League final. The FA Cup final and Champions League, I think. And then he's not been seen since. And then he got like 10, 15 minutes yesterday. Seems a bit of a strange one. Do you reckon him and Maddison have been out on the drink or something?
He's a dick. Yeah, I mean... It was, to be fair, for me, it was always going to happen. I think he kind of shit himself a little bit when Lampard got sacked, with Tuchel coming in. Because, I mean, I thought it was clear as day.
He won the Champions League.
Yeah, but he's not been there. He's not been there. He's not been there number one choice.
No, he hasn't. No, he's not.
He's not. No. It's Alonso over him, mate. It is, honestly. And but well, I mean, we'll see what happens to him. I mean, I'd like to say I wish him luck. I really don't. But yeah, we're not on about Chilwell anyway. I was on about Damari Gray.
Well, I tell you what,
it's a similar agenda.
I know you hate him, right? But you must revel in the fact that he scored that goal and then kissed the badge and then it got chalked off the bar. That is perfect, man. You couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfection, mate. I mean, I don't
go
know how.
To bed every night and just watch that back?
I would.
I would every night, every morning. That's the first thing I'm watching. That's the alarm. It's the sound of saying Chilwell scored. Oh no, it's being ruled. That's my alarm. That every day.
I mean, it tells you a lot about a bloke to spend pretty much their whole life at one football club. And then leave. Fair enough. If you want to go to, Chelsea, fair enough. More money and more trophies, I'm sure. Even though we won the FA Cup, but whatever. I know they won the Champions League. But
I'm not.
Yeah, all
mate,
right.
There's not much. I don't like Chelsea. No Leeds fan likes Chelsea, but there's not much debate on the.
We won the trophy first. They won the Champions League after. We won the trophy first. But anyways,
you
but
did.
No, the FA Cup trophy was before FA Cup final.
I think they won about 4 Premier Leagues under Mourinho.
No, I'm on about with Chilwell there. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, it tells you a lot about a bloke to spend, pretty much his whole life at one football club, and then the first chance he gets, what did he say in the press? He said, "Oh, there's not been a game I've wanted to win more in all my life," and scores a goal which he thinks is an equaliser and kisses the. But what are you doing, mate? You've been at that club for 9 months. You were with us for 13, 14 years, and the worst thing is, he wasn't even our best left back. He wasn't. He was shit. He really isn't our best. He would not get in our team now. Okay, he probably would now. But when James Justin was fully fit, mate, he would have gone to the Euros, James Justin, and he would have he wouldn't have played because Shaw would have played, but he would have been above Chilwell on the performances that he was putting in. So, but yeah, anyway, we're talking about Everton, aren't we? We're not talking about Chelsea.
Sorry.
So yeah, Damari Gray, the consistency will fade, and I fancy Villa to have a good performance this weekend. So yeah, 3-2 Villa.
Oh, that'd be a good game. Decent game. Oscar?
I'll go 2-2. I think Villa are better than what the results show, and I think Everton will have a slight drop-off, but still a good chance of top 6 under Rafa. I mean, I've still said it. Arsenal or Tottenham should have forced it out for Rafa. I mean, I see all this stuff about Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, it's boring football." Benitez's Everton scored more goals in 6 minutes than what Arsenal have all season. So if that's boring football, then there you go. I mean, he's a far, far better manager than what, for me, David might disagree with me, but I think he's a far better manager than Nuno. I think he really would have been a good shout for a Tottenham in terms of getting them up that next step. But he's going to do a good job at Everton, I think. I think he's had that settling in period where Everton fans weren't happy. I know Everton fans who are saying, "I'm not going to go to a game when they're managed by that." I won't say what they said, but put it this way, they went to the game on Monday night. So that's how much they dislike Benitez all of a sudden. Damari Gray will score in this game, of course. It's going to absolutely tear Matty Cash to pieces. But I don't think either team could defend. That's the ultimate. I think Everton are doing really well, but I still think defensively, Michael Keane, you saw him against us. Big question marks there for me. Tyrone Mings has basically assisted Chelsea's second and third goal. No, even that third goal, he got done for pace by Azpilicueta. He got done for pace by him. That's the thing. He got absolutely done for pace by him. Cons is good. I think Cons is good, but I think the rest of the back four defensively, in terms of Cash and Target, I think they're good going forwards. But not great defensively for me, those two. And obviously, I know they've got Martinez, but there's only so much Martinez can do. But I don't know if you guys saw that game against Chelsea. They had some really good chances before Chelsea got their second goal, but Chelsea did take control from that point. But I just think they're still missing Grealish. They're still obviously missing Grealish. I think Buendia, they're obviously hoping is going to be their Grealish. But yeah, I think it's going to be a long shot, that, to be honest. I think he'll still do well for him. But yeah, I think they need Buendia, Bailey on that pitch at the same time and try and work it out from there. But they'll get something here, Villa. 2-2.
Yeah, I agree. I think Villa will win this game, actually. Ings and Watkins both getting the goals. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I've been impressed by Everton. I can't lie. Someone reminded me that I was laughing on this very show when I said that Everton had signed Townsend and Damari Gray. And to be fair to both of them, they've started the season fantastically well. Damari Gray being one of them. But I also do caveat that, and I said this, I agree with Locks. He's gone to a number of clubs, started really well, and then he drops like a stone. There's a
I disagree. I disagree. I think he won't continue. He won't continue to do what he's doing. He won't keep scoring every game.
History tells us that he does that.
I don't see him dropping off under a Benitez. I think Benitez is a really good manager for him, and he's got Digne behind him. The thing is, at Leicester, I don't know if Locks will agree with this or not. He was kind of in the team, then out the team, in the team, then out the team. I just think at Everton, he's going to start every single week.
Well, he was out the team because he was shy. That's why he was out the team. I mean, he would probably get an assist once every 6 months, and that was it. And then he'd start a couple games, and he'd just be nowhere. So I mean, Mark Albrighton was levels above. It's still not obviously from his form so far this season, he's proven him wrong, but. He was levels above Gray. Albrighton was when he was at Leicester. So he went to Bayern Leverkusen. He scored 2 goals and then he was gone. So honestly, mate, I think the biggest problem with him is his attitude. If he gets dropped at some point by Benitez, he'll start crying. He'll start posting little silly stories on Instagram saying "free the shackles, forget the shackles off me," and all this shit. And then that'll be it. That'll be the end. So, and that is what I see happening. His attitude stinks. But yeah.
Yeah, I think he started really well as well. I think he started really well at Leverkusen. Like you say, he scored a goal on his debut, I think. And then they're selling him, a little bit later for 1.5 million. So I think history tells you that he does this, but we'll have to wait and see. The jury's still out, I guess. But I am going for 2-1. Everyone's given me the score predictions for that one, haven't they? Let's move on to Sunday. This, I know you guys will start first of all with Brighton versus Leicester. I know you guys said Wolves surprise package. My surprise package this season are Brighton. I think they will end up high up the table. I really, really rate Graham Potter, and he's someone I would look at as to come in at Leeds United when Bielsa does move on. That I'll say it. I wouldn't mind him. To be honest, I think he's a great manager. He's had Bielsa's number. Okay, look, they're still not scoring hatfuls of goals, but they are scoring now. They are hitting the back of the net, whereas previously they didn't. Yeah, Lee, 2-1 to Villa, mate. Yeah, sorry, the guy who does the score predictions and does the thing for us is just asked 2-1 Villa. So for me, in this one, I am going to go Brighton to nick another 1-0. They're going to beat Leicester at the Amex. We'll save Locks till last. Oscar, where do you see this one going?
I mean, Leicester, it's not been a great start to the season. I think obviously, look, a bit like Leeds, have had a difficult run of games early on in the season, so it's difficult to make any big judgments so far. I just think they need to get Maddison at it, whether he needs dropping out the team and then bring it back in again. They've got to find the solution to that, because if Maddison's not creating, it's then all on Tielemans for me. It's all on Tielemans. I personally think Leicester should just put Iheanacho and Vardy up top together and just go for it in that sense and just get the ball into them as quickly as possible, because Vardy's still going strong. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he was very unlucky to have that goal disallowed against City. Let's be honest, Ederson's had to make 2 really, really good saves in that game to keep. I know City had the chances to make it more, but at the end of the day, so did Leicester to get back into the game. I think Daka needs some minutes. I'm surprised he's played so little, to be honest. I thought he was someone that
he'll be playing tomorrow.
Well, I think he's got the potential to be Vardy's kind of understudy at the very least, and someone who can bring off the bench or use, because Vardy's not going to play 2 games a week, and it's quite a sensible option to have. I think defensively is where the problem is. I think Vestergaard looked good against City. I thought he looked a lot better than Soyuncu and what Amasi did. I thought he made a bit of a difference there, but Leicester seems to go over back 3. I think, Locks, is that fair to say against City? You went for back 3?
No, I think it was about 4, mate. I think it was about 4.
Okay. Well, either way, Soyuncu's a problem at the minute. I think he's like Maddison. His form's just dropped. I think he's been a good player for Leicester, but his form's just dropped. I don't know if it's Evans, if it's the lack of Fofana alongside him. He's making mistakes every single week. But yeah, I think it'll be a good, decent game, this. I think Brighton have got that little bit of quality in terms of creating chances. Can they take them, though? Can they take them? Can they maintain the clean sheet record as well? They've been absolutely rock solid at the back. But I'll go 1-1. I think I fancy Lewis Dunk to score from a set piece. In this game, I fancy him to tower above Soyuncu, and I think Brighton have got enough to get something in this.
Nice all-time, anytime goal scorer. I bet that is, mate. They have looked great at the back as well. I've got Sanchez in me, the goalkeeper Sanchez in the EPL, and he's been racking up the points, to be honest. So fair play.
And the thing is, as well, we've got Lamptey to come back as well, Brighton. Yeah. You're saying they'll have a good season. Lamptey and Cucurella, I think, is at left back. He was a good player too. So it could be a surprise package. Definitely.
David?
Yeah, look, I absolutely hate Harry Potter and his School of Hogwarts, to be honest with you. Look, some of the comments he made, when spoke about Spurs job, basically thinking he's too good for it. Look, so for me, he is where he belongs, down at Brighton. I absolutely hate him, to be honest with you, and I want to see Leicester absolutely pump him. I really do. Look, I like some of the players. I like Basuma. I think he's absolutely brilliant. But look, hopefully he is just enjoying the day down at the seaside, because I really do hate Harry Potter that much. So look, for me, I actually think it has a nil all written all over it, to be honest with you. I really do think it has a nil all written all over it. So that's what I'm going to go with. But Locks, please, get on the phone to Rodgers, and just tell him, look, we need to pump Harry Potter and his School of Hogwarts. We really do. I'm sick of them.
What did he say, David? What did he say?
Basically, I can't even remember the comments now, but I just remember back at the time I was absolutely livid. He just thinks he's too good for Tottenham. He didn't want to come to Tottenham, this, that, and the other. But I didn't. Do you know what? He's saying he didn't want to come to Tottenham, but I didn't want him anyway, so it's all good. And look, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Hopefully he thinks platform 9 3/4 is real and ends up running into a wall somewhere and knocks himself out, because I really don't like him. So, look, hopefully he's gone. I want them relegated. End of.
When you look at Graham Potter, though, I can't remember who said it on Twitter. It's someone said it on Twitter. He just looks like someone who's got. He's the head guy of an Oasis fan club, isn't he? He's the head guy of an Oasis fan club. That's that. It's just what he looks like, isn't it? Do you know what sickens me with the guy, right? He's coming back into the Premier League, giving it the big one. English football chewed him up and spat him out and sent him over to Sweden. They didn't want him. And now he's coming back in and he's giving the big, and I don't want to manage Tottenham, this, that, and the other. Honestly, do one. Go back over to Sweden and managing the over there. I'm sick of them. I'm fed up. I want them relegated. Even their jersey and their kit is shit. I don't like them.
Love it.
Locks, will Leicester do David a favour and put Brighton to the sword?
Oh, you know what, mate? I really hope so. But from what Dave was, I've got to agree. I can see a 0-0. I really can. We've just been struggling so much to create chances. It's crazy. I think the highest chance creator this season for us so far was Jose Perez, and he's been suspended for the last 3 games. So
you're in trouble if that's the case, though.
Yeah, but I think, mate, it's just so annoying. You made a good point, Oscar, about Nacho and Vardy going up top. Last season, after Barnes got injured, because Barnes was pretty much our only winger anyway, because otherwise it's Perez and Albrighton. We actually then switched to that back 3, and we had Fofana, Evans, and Soyuncu at the back, and then 2 wing backs, Pereira and Castagna, and that's what I want to see. I want to see that 5-3 at the back again this season. To be fair. with either Perez or Maddison or whoever as the number 10. And then, Vardy, Nacho up top, Daka maybe. So it worked. It didn't work that well because we didn't qualify for top 4. But with the players that we had missing, we did all right, to be fair. So I'd like to see that back because at the minute, this just isn't working too much. So far this season, we just haven't got going. We beat Wolves, we beat Norwich, but it just hasn't felt like what it was last season. And a lot of us were really confident because we've made some good signings, Daka and Samar, who obviously aren't playing, but still people can laugh. But Ryan Bertrand, who really isn't. I mean, he has been playing well, to be fair, since he's come into the team. He has done well. Vestergaard, you mentioned, I mean, he was really good. He was really good against Man City. I think it was 60 minutes he played, looked solid. And then we took him off and brought in Evans, who hasn't played a game since May. And we kind of just lost the organisation a little bit at the back.
Was it 0-0 at that point?
It was 0-0, and it was a real head scratcher. I don't know if it was because of fitness, because Vestergaard's been injured as well recently, so he wanted to give Vestergaard 60 and then Evans 30, but it was just an awful substitution to make. We were really settled at the back, and that's something that we've really kind of struggled with recently. And then we obviously took Vestergaard out, brought Evans in, and Soyuncu lost his head. So yeah, it's I don't really know how to feel at the minute as a Leicester fan. I really don't, because I feel like, the last 2 years we've overperformed, we've overachieved. And now with the squad that we've got this season, it kind of feels like we're underachieving, which as a Leicester fan, apart from the year after we won the league, we haven't really been in that position where we're underachieving. So yeah, it's a tough one, but I'm hoping we can get back on track with a win against Brighton. But you know what? I'm going to go with Dave. I'm going to go 0-0. I really am. At the minute, we're just struggling to create enough chances. Brighton are good. Brighton have looked good on the back. If anyone wins this game, I'm going Brighton. Honestly, I am. But I'll stick with the 0-0. I'm just really not confident at the minute. Not as confident as I was when I made that 500 quid bet anyway. But yeah.
Right, okay.
What Oscar said, though, I think, Maddison, we've spoken about it loads of times. Maddison, he needs to be dropped. He just has. I don't know if it's just like he's just too comfortable. Same with Soyuncu, just too kind of comfortable there. No one really challenging him. We've got this young lad, Kin and Dewsbury Hall, who's a local lad who's kind of was on loan at Luton last season and was their player of the season. He's come back in this year and he's featured a couple of times and he's looked really good. So, he could potentially, he's more of a number 8. He could play as a number 10, but, something needs to kind of, I don't know, it just feels like someone needs to give him a boot up the backside, Maddison. And I don't know if, I would have thought Brendan Rodgers was the man to do that previously, but I mean, at the minute, nothing's working. So we'll have to see.
Surely just put Iheanacho there where Maddison is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he can play number 10, Iheanacho, because he played there a bit last season, and I think the Nigeria manager came out for something recently and said, "Oh, he's better in a number 10 than he is as a number 9." So, I'm not sure, but something needs to give. Just drop him for a few games, but. Again, I've spoken about Maddison's attitude before. Would he give a shit if he's dropped? I don't know if he would. I really don't know if he would. So, yeah.
0-0.
0-0, I'm going. Yeah.
Wow, really, really, really shot on confidence. That's huge. Just love this
comment
here from Paul the Knights over on Twitch. Sweet Jesus, it's the perfect evolution of beards. I think it is. It's gone from Locks to Oscar to David to me. That's quite a good shout, that, to be fair. Right, score predictions in for that. All done. Let's do West Ham versus Manchester United. I was absolutely overjoyed yesterday evening when Jesse Lingard played that lovely assist through to the young boy striker, and they beat them 2-1. Only young boy's second ever win in the Champions League, I believe. And yeah, I think the Turkish team they lost to last season. Is it I can't pronounce it.
Istanbul, Başakşehir or whatever.
Yeah, that was their first ever win in the Champions League. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United are the gift that keeps on giving. Look, no matter how good Ronaldo is, and he scored yesterday, but that guy's tactically inept. The changes that he made no sense to me. They were done at like 60th minute, and I was saying, I did a stream, and I said, if young boys score, how's he going to get back into the game when he's just left Lingard up top? It just didn't make sense. He took off Van der Beek and left Fred on. He brought Matic on. He left Lingard as their only outlet. No one with any sort of pace to get up alongside him. It just didn't make sense. And I thought, if young boys score, they're never getting back into this game. He brought on Martial with like a minute left to go. Like, it begs belief. Honestly, I think the guy is inept. And I think the thing is with West Ham, they play Thursday night. They haven't got a big squad. That might come back to bite them. But I am going to back David Moyes here to further put some pressure on Ollie. There's a big chance, if Man United were to get knocked out of the Champions League, he gets sacked, regardless of this new 4-year deal. And there's a chance he could get knocked out. I'm going to go West Ham to win. And Antonio's missing, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's missing.
Big. Oh, I'm going to have to change it then. I don't know who scores the goals if Antonio's not there. And
Haller's not there either. It's a crisis.
Yeah. Nah, say it with your chest. I'm still going to back him. 1-0 West Ham. 1-0 West Ham. Oscar, thoughts?
I can't see Man United not scoring because I just think West Ham... I think West Ham have been brilliant from the start of the season. I just don't think... Ronaldo will probably start or at least come on in this game. Against Craig Dawson, I just can't see West Ham keeping them out in that sense. But I was talking to some Man United fans last night, and they said that on the subject of Moyes, is that Solskjaer's got a far, far stronger squad than what Moyes inherited at Man United. Yeah. And they're saying that you're almost thinking that if Moyes had inherited people like Ronaldo, leaders like that in the team, Varane, players like that he never really had at Man United, that he probably would have done a much better job in that kind of sense. So interesting. Maybe there's some question marks. Solskjaer's, the expectations much bigger this season. Much bigger this season. There's no way they can go out in the Champions League and not compete for a title and him keep his job for me, because I think when you've got someone like Ronaldo in the dressing room, he'll demand. He will demand. He won't care about his previous relationship with Solskjaer. If he doesn't think it's going well, he will be straight into that Man United boardroom. We've seen him do it at Real Madrid. In terms of ask Rafa Benitez about Ronaldo, in terms of the way they fell out, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if something like that did happen. But I just think the Thursday night thing's going to hurt West Ham. I think Man United, for that sheer quality they've got, unfortunately, I think just about win this one 2-1. But I don't see them. I still think it'll be the three: City, Chelsea, Liverpool. And I think there'll be a big gap then between them and Man United come the end of the season. I still think Man United, I think their season in terms of the league will be practically over by February, because they'll be so far behind those three, but they'll be so far ahead of fifth that they'll probably give up on the league at that point and just go for the cups, I personally think, to try and win a trophy. But it's going to be interesting what happens there. But unless Moyes can pull something out of the bag, he has done throughout his time at West Ham. And I think Rice is better than any midfielder that they've got in the deeper positions. It says a Fred, McTominay, Matic. Rice is twice the player they are. So let's wait and see if West Ham can do something special.
Yeah. 2-1 Man United, though. David?
Yeah, look, I agree with you, Joe. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is tactically inept. And look, for me,
I do have to borrow that. That's your best of the night. That it's better than Harry. That beats Harry Potter. That.
Yeah.
I'm nicknames for half the Premier League, honestly. But no, look, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, look, I do think his tactics will catch up him in the end. I think it will be the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo that might carry this dressing room this season. Look, with West Ham, I do think David Moyes will be on a hard on trying to get one over on United. Especially with the way his time ended there. And look, West Ham, they do have a knack of giving United a very, very good game and the odd time turning them over. But I just think the Ronaldo factor, I do think it'll just be that bit much for West Ham, especially off the back of Europe Thursday night. I don't think they have the squad to be able to, compete in all the competitions this year and rotate as much as they would like. So for me, I'm going to go United. I'm going to go United 2-0, but I don't think it'll be a cakewalk. But I do think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be one of the first ones sacked this season.
How good's Sancho been so far, by the way?
Not great. He wasn't even great.
All that hype, and they're already making fail compilations of him after about 2 games.
No, look, he made one run against
the
Stretford end. We're up there singing songs about him. It's absolutely ridiculous after one run. No, look, United, look, they have spent well, but like I said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, look, he should be in the boot room. He shouldn't be managing this team, to be honest with you. If anyone's watched Recess, I actually think he looks like, what's that guy, Randall, that used to rat in Recess? Anyone that watched Recess?
I need to Google this.
Like
I need to Google this.
But look, I do think I'm going to go United 2-0. Sorry, Corey. I know I'm representing you, but Swelly was in the comments trolling me earlier as well, Corey was. So I'm going to put West Ham to lose 2-0.
I've just Googled Randall.
Yeah, Randall. He's a right little snitch as well. He's horrible.
He's a shit house, is what we're saying.
Yeah, big time.
I'm gonna back up Corey. I reckon. Yeah, I'm gonna go West Ham to win. Obviously, Antonio's not there, but Ben Rama is. Maybe Ben Rama to get a goal or two. So I'm gonna go with a 2-0 West Ham win. 2-0.
Please, because the Manchester United fans have been up here because of Ronaldo. Rightly so. I get it, right? But they seem to forget they've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, and he's so bad. He's so bad, genuinely. And when of course, they've got match winners, and that's what will see them through. And that's what will shroud their judgment when they're winning these games, because Ronaldo can come up clutch and all this sort of stuff, or Bruno Fernandes will bend one in or something like that, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's working.
Do you see a Lampard situation where he goes in January and someone like Zidane comes in?
It's the Champions League, mate. They've got to do well. And look, Villarreal, Unai Emery's got his number. We've seen that. Atalanta are a good side, and they're already... they already lost to young boys, which, regardless of if you're down to 10 men, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, And I was buzzing to see David Wagner and them scoring that late goal. I can't lie. It was sweet. It was sweet as a nut. And for Jesse Lingard, who shouldn't even be there, but, he can't get enough of Pogba and Ronaldo and Man United, and he's Man United through and through, but he needs to realise he's not going to get enough game time there. Go move on. And for him to then get that assist, I bet the fans were calling him everything, man. And do you know what? He shouldn't just move on, Jesse. Just move on, my friend.
He can't call Pogba, and that's too good for his Instagram views and everything else,
It is, bro. This is what I mean, doing this all the time. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about. Yeah, trust me.
Honestly, I don't even know all that. Like, I know a lot of people, a lot of these players love their social media and everything else. But I'd rather see them juggling the ball on social media than doing all this stupid dancing. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. No, agreed. Pure Roy Keane vibes from all of us, I think, when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yeah. Right, let's last game of the weekend then. Everyone's give us the score prediction for that. A big one, a London derby. 2 teams that have started the season well. Chelsea, for me, look different gravy. Romelu Lukaku just comes up trump all the time. Even last night in the Champions League, 1 chance, 1 goal. And that's what he does. David, I tell you what, we'll leave David till last. I think for me, Chelsea just have too much, and I will back Chelsea as much as it pains me. I have backed them this season against most sides. I think the only time I said Liverpool would be a draw just because of Virgil van Dijk, but I look at the rest of the division and I just can't see who can compete with Lukaku. Every time he gets that ball, he just pins the centre-back. Every time. He never gets beat to it, really. Okay, not always fashion chances out, but they just have players all over the pitch, that you can pop it off to. I can't see past the Chelsea win. And the only thing is they don't score hatfuls, and Tottenham will be very good defensively in this game, for sure. So I think it's going to be tight, but I do see Chelsea nicking it just because they have Lukaku up top. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Chelsea win with a Lukaku goal. I think we'll get that for a lot of times throughout this season. Oscar, thoughts?
Yeah, Chelsea are solid. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go 2-1. Is Son back, David?
No, they're hoping he'll be fit for Sunday, but they're not 100% sure yet.
Well, if he's not, I'll go 2-1 anyway. I just don't see Nuno being able to get at Chelsea in that kind of sense. I know obviously got the result against City, but City are very different to Chelsea. It might not even be the best game at times in terms of spectacle, because I think both teams might be a little bit defensive, but I just think Chelsea, in terms of Lukaku, the way he's playing at this moment in time, I just think he's more likely to produce on the day than what Kane is at this moment in time. Not because Kane's a bad player, just I'm worried about how... I'm not worried, I'm not really bothered, but I don't see how Tottenham get that service into Kane in this game. Against Rudiger, Rudiger's been outstanding ever since Tuchel walked through the door. I just think you've got to get quality service into Kane. Otherwise, Rudiger will have him in his pocket for me, being totally honest. So I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Good shout. Locks?
I'm going to go... I don't know, man. Sorry, I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 Chelsea. I think Chelsea look too strong. They could, if Son was there, I'd maybe go with one, or probably one goal or something like that for Spurs. But I think Chelsea are going to be too strong, if I'm honest. I think, like you said, Lukaku. I mean, all these top four team. Like you see Lukaku coming in, you see Ronaldo coming in. It's just crazy. Even Tottenham, they're gonna struggle against any team now outside that top four are gonna struggle to kind of win games against these beasts now, which they are. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Have we lost him?
We lost him.
I think he was going to say it's a tough one, but three's big shout. I think his missus, he's probably late, so she's cut the Wi-Fi off. She's always having a go at him. She's probably just gone like that, pulled it out of the wall or something. David, thoughts, mate?
Yeah, look, do you know what? I always live in the hope that we can. I never ever predict a Tottenham loss ever, or even a draw. But you're going to get first here today, an exclusive. I am actually going to predict a draw with this one. I am going to go 1-1. Look, my only hope is that Romelu Lukaku turns into Carton Cole, to be honest with you, because I think he has a great dimension to Chelsea. Whether it's balls, from an acute angle in behind, whether it's crosses into the box from out left or right, or whether it's balls into Lukaku's feet and he can hold off the centre halves, he's a real problem. And all Chelsea have to do is get Mount, Ziyech and everything else to run off him, and they'll take care of all the technical stuff. I actually do think Chelsea probably would be the closest team I think we'll see to the Invincibles. I really do. I think this Chelsea team is that good. It kills me that Thomas Tuchel is actually a Spurs fan and he's managing Chelsea. We should have went and got him. But look, it is what it is. But for me, I think if we can get Son back, I think if we get Bergwijn back, we should have Romero and Sanchez back as well. I would love to see Romero up against Lukaku. He's so aggressive and he's physically strong as well, Romero. And he won't give Lukaku a minute to settle. And I definitely don't think he'll let Lukaku pin him either. But look, it's going to be a very tough ask for this type of team. The only hope I have is that we see the performance like we did against City, where it's 11 men dying for the cause. Absolutely turning ball over in that midfield every opportunity they get. And then when we get on the counter, we just run straight at them. And I do think Son will be crucial to that. Without Son, we don't tend to look too good. And I just hope this is the game that Harry Kane comes out performing, especially ahead of the North London Derby, because I want him top form for that. But look, he always scores against Arsenal, so I'm expecting that. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 with Tottenham Chelsea. I think that'll be a good result for Tottenham. I really do.
Yeah, I think it will. Anyone who takes any points off Chelsea this season will be a huge result for sure. Yeah. I think they're right up there for me. But that brings us to the end of this week's Before the Whistle Blows. I'm conscious that I've kept Dave, 10 minutes longer than I should have. My apologies, David. It ran over a little bit.
No.
Yeah, good man. Lox's Wi-Fi's just gone. We'll be back at the normal time of 8 o'clock next Thursday. So make sure you join us. Just before I let us go, David, what have you got on your channel, mate? Your link's in the description, by the way.
Oh, cheers. Appreciate that. And by the way, thanks very much for having me. I really do enjoy coming on here anytime I can get on. And yeah, look, you can find me over at the Irish Hotspur. I have a good show tonight. With the co-host Jack, who hosts the channel with me. It's called Kaniki Answer Me. It's a very debatey show where we ask, topical questions to do with Tottenham. But if anyone else wants to see more of me, I am doing a watch-along on the second channel called Flat Cap Euro Talk. Basically, we do all European football. We cover a lot of European football, a lot of short videos there and stuff like that. But we're doing a watch-along for Liverpool versus AC Milan. So if you want to see me rail on Liverpool more, get over and
yes.
Great stuff. I'm also doing one, so please don't go watch David.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry about that, man. I didn't know that.
No, mate, don't be daft. I get it, man. I'd watch you if I were them as well, to be fair. Oscar, what have you got on all these TV, brother?
So we've got preview coming out tomorrow for the Newcastle game. Doing a watch along for the Newcastle game on Friday. So then obviously doing our fans post-match stuff after the game as well, and we'll report on the first Leeds win of the season, I'm sure. But yeah, mate, just the usual, really.
Good stuff. So keep it locked to all these boys' channels, and of course, Locks. Even though he doesn't have a channel anymore, I don't think he just flitters, and he's everywhere. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure you keep it locked. I'll hopefully see you back here shortly for Liverpool versus AC Milan. If not, go check out David. And yeah, we'll see you in a bit now. Thanks very much. It's getting very dark where Oscar is. I think if we continue any longer, you'll only be able to see his teeth. So we better leave.
I need to save the electricity. I'm watching Messi in a minute. I need to save electricity. I need to make sure.
I bet you can't wait for that. I can imagine.
Oh, I can't wait.
Tissues at the ready. Anyway,
I'm having to. Bit late for that now, mate. Bit late for that.